quick. I'm sorry, I cannot go any further. I got another caller, Terry, that I got to bring on real quick. Terry, I got another caller calling in. I'm going to the phone line right
but
now.
It's not my goddamn birthday.
I know it. Hold on. Welcome. You're on Hart Beat Radio.
Hello.
Happy birthday, brother. and this ain't Hulk Hogan calling, brother. That limousine riding, jet flying, son of a bitch that drove you around the Carolinas, asking you when I was going to be the world champion.
All right.
And how much longer did I have to wait?
All right, who is it?
It's that guy that 1972 went to Whiskey River with you in Amarillo, for the Christ's sake. Who else did that?
Who in the hell went with me in 7? It's not Ray Stevens.
Yeah, it's Ric Flair, you idiot, for the Christ's sake.
Flair, what are you doing?
Jesus Christ.
Well, you put that brother shit on me. You put that brother shit on me, and it's not my goddamn birthday.
What the hell, man?
Everybody's trying to make me older than what I am. It's not my birthday till June the 30th.
70 years old? I didn't know you were 70. I thought you were my age, man.
Well, hell, I am. I'm sorry. I've been lying about it the whole time. I'm your age. I'm 74.
I love it. How you doing? Where are you, man?
What have you been doing? What in the world have you been doing?
Oh, man, I've been sick. Believe it or not, I got sick. First time in my life.
California.
No, I'm in Atlanta. I got sick about a month ago, man. I was in the hospital for 11 days. First time I've been in the hospital since I was in the airplane crash. It was brutal. But I'm good now, so up and running, ready to go.
What was wrong?
Oh, shit. I was driving down the road, and you know how we are, right? I had a stomach ache for about 3 days, and I just thought I ate some spicy food or something, and so it hurt so bad on a Monday night and a Tuesday morning. I went to the hospital at about 9:30, and the guy, I thought they would just give me some medicine, right? Christ, an hour later, I was having an emergency appendectomy. I had a ruptured appendix. Been ruptured for 2 days. I was driving around, I didn't even know it, right? So I just thought they'd give me some medicine.
That's unbelievable. That's a terrible
no, I know.
thing to have. You can die with that, Rick.
No, well, listen, man, I know. So, we get immune to that kind of stuff. So I went for the surgery. They took me right up to the emergency room, never even checked me in the hospital. I went right to the emergency room, and they woke me up, and they were, sewing me up and all that, and the guy woke me up and said, man, while we were operating on you, you had a hernia. We got a hernia that started because it was so bad. So they put me back to sleep and did a hernia operation on me, real similar to what happened to Roman Reigns. After that, I stayed in the hospital a couple of days, and man, I'm not kidding you, Terry. I haven't hurt that bad in a long time. I've never been that sick or upset, right? So I go home, and I'm home for 4 days, and I just couldn't go to the bathroom. I couldn't eat. It was brutal, and I went back, and I had bowel obstruction. I had an obstructed bowel. I had to operate again.
Wow.
3 times in 11 days, man. So
oh my God.
Anyway, I've been out 3 weeks yesterday or Thursday, so I'm knocking on wood. Screw it, but that was brutal. I told people to take the airplane crash, take both rotator cuffs. When I had my back, name everything. Nothing was as bad as those 11 days. Holy shit! So anyway, I'm good now, though, man. Everything's good. Well, didn't you just have some kind of intestinal deal last year? You told me about when I saw you in where did I see you last? San Diego, right?
I've had so many things done to me. I can't even get them in the right order. I had 18 inches of gut.
Yeah, you told me that. Yeah.
They went ahead and took out 18 inches of my gut. And, I don't know. I've had a heart stint put in. Had a heart stint.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
I'm actually the $6 million man, I think.
Yeah, you are. Well, God bless. I'll tell you what. I
haven't had to pay for any of it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have to pay for mine either. Thank God. I got Medicare now.
Yeah, I did too.
I got Medicare now, man.
Yeah, I got that. Hey, Rick, I've had that. I'm fixing to retire with that too, with 20 years in that.
Yeah. Oh gosh. No, I just.
I'm fixing to have 20 years in Medicare.
Oh man, I tell you, I just had. We take so much for granted. I don't remember of all the stuff that's ever happened to me. Airplane crash, rotator. I mean, nothing laid me up as bad as this. I mean, it gave me a whole new perspective on life. I'm not kidding you, man. I'm going to start donating time and going and see people in the hospital when I got free time.
It gave you a whole new perspective and a new
perspective. I had never, I've been at my parents.
Perspective.
Yeah, boy, just take life for granted. Forget it, man. Oof.
Yeah.
I was sick. Oof. I mean, it was major. They put that tube down my throat 3 different times to drain the bile, because I couldn't. Christ, I didn't eat for 9 straight days. I lost 20 pounds. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, it was brutal. So, anyway, knock on wood, I'm up and running, man.
That's great.
Working out. I'm going to Raw tomorrow.
I have been working out very, very hard lately.
You have been?
And I'm not. Oh yeah, I have been. I've been hitting it.
Yeah, well, it's important.
The one thing I don't want to do, I don't want to be an idiot and go do something like I'm going to go over there to Japan in a couple of months and work a match, and I don't want to be an idiot and go in there in bad shape and have something happen to me. I want to be for certain that everything's right and I'm in the right condition and everything. And right
well, I don't blame you. I mean, we take it for granted, I guess. I mean,
as simple as it is, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've said to somebody, thank God for good health, but man, I say it all the time. Now I live it. Jesus.
Yeah. I live good health.
God,
that is true.
We all say that to our friends. Thank God for good health, right?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm knocking on wood as I say it right now.
Yeah, and you've been very fortunate and have had it, and I have too. And we've had wonderful lives. And I'm not ready to, there's no
Look
way
at Harley, man. Look at Harley's been through hell. I mean, I just look, you look at the cast of guys around us. I mean, even where you guys are in Calgary, and you're not, Terry, but the show's in Calgary, right?
Yeah.
Is this Johnny's show?
No, it's Bruce's show, Rick.
Oh, it's Bruce. Well, yeah. Bruce, I'm saying I see your brother all the time, man. He can hardly walk now. What the hell? He's got a bad back and bad knee and a bad hip, right? I mean, I see him. It's just amazing.
I even think that stroke took some toll on him too. He's made a pretty good recovery, but he's had a few, one thing after another, and
it just,
I've seen you on. You're looking good. I've seen you on TV a few times, Rick, and looking good and still styling and profiling or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I just, man, I gained the weight, but I lost all that, and then I was really in good shape for this happened because WWE didn't think I could pass that heart test, so I said, okay, guys, give me a month to get ready for it. So I really got myself in good shape and went to Pittsburgh for that physical, but I had to pass so that I could bounce around in the ring. And everything was great. I mean, I couldn't have felt better. And all of a sudden, I had just gotten back from Australia and SummerSlam, and I was going back to work, which I am tomorrow, actually. And all of a sudden, this happened. So And then I got out, and the same thing happened to Roman Reigns or something similar to him. You know, he didn't have the appendicitis, but I don't. If they think Reigns is going to be back in 3 weeks, they're crazy. That ain't going to happen. He had something really. He had an impacted hernia in his intestine. It was really bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't rush him back if I was them.
Well, he won't be able to do it. You don't heal up like that. Your abdominal area is not something that heals up like your ankle or your back. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. You can't rush stuff like that. You might be risking something more serious if you.
Well, you depend on your stomach for everything. I mean, you know, whether you're sitting up, even taking a bump. I mean, you know, things we just take for granted. But your midsection or your core is what, you know.
That could be pretty serious if something, you know, ruptures or something, and you're in the middle of a match. You know, you might be putting your life at jeopardy. You don't like to say that.
He's lucky it didn't happen in the ring. You know, he was. No, he was. I guess it happened in Nashville. They knew he had a hernia, but they didn't know how bad it was. That could have happened in the ring.
Yeah, and like you said, Rick, it's the core of your body. It's not like you can tape something up or, you know, do something about it. It's the core of your body. There's no way to stand and proceed and move forward, and especially as hard as that big kid works. There's no way they can rush him back and do anything with that kind of injury.
Guys, I could not get out of bed. I didn't take any painkillers home with me because they give me anxiety, and I didn't want to, you know, have that problem going forward anyway. But I couldn't get out of bed, man. I mean, when I was in the hospital, they had to help me out. But when I got here, I couldn't get out of bed by myself for 3 days.
Did you drop any weight, Rick?
Yeah, I went from 238 to 220.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm back to about 226. I'm gonna stay right here. That's where I wanted to be. So
you're feeling pretty good though.
I feel great. Yeah, but I still know that I still know my abdomen is sensitive. And I have to wear this thing around my waist all day long for another 4 weeks. So I won't be taking any bumps for another 4 or 5 weeks. That won't hurt my talking ability. Just giving these guys a hint in case they want me to talk tomorrow night.
Well, you know, Rick, you said that. Everybody that's listening in tonight, they send me notes through the chat room and stuff. So since you said that talking, let's get a good story, a good Terry Funk, Ric Flair story.
Oh,
is there one we can talk about?
There are none. You know, I've learned that, let me tell you, as a guy that probably has more stories out there about him than anybody, being myself, I don't tell stories about, people say, tell me a Roddy Piper. I don't have a good one. I mean, I have a lot of good ones, but I'm saving them for my new book, which I'm writing. So I got a lot of Terry Funk stories, but I can't tell him. I mean, he won't be able to, if he's home, he won't be able to go into his bedroom tonight. He'll get locked out. I'll get in trouble.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I just don't tell them.
That's the truth.
People say, tell me a Terry Funk story. I don't have one that's audible. I mean, that's we can air. I don't have a Roddy Piper story we can air. There's just some people that I can tell you a Ricky Steamboat story or a Sting story, but Terry Funk, not so much.
That's enough of the stories there. We don't want to talk about
that's right.
stories anymore.
Yeah.
We want to get away from the story subject.
Yeah. The only story I can tell you, the only one I'll just tell you part of it is we were coming back from Raleigh one night, and Greg Valentine just bought a brand new Olds 98, and he was all dressed up. So I got Greg wearing suits and all that. We were tag team partners, and for 140 miles, all Terry did was light Valentine's hair on fire from the back seat.
Well,
the rest of the story I won't tell you.
What about your pit bulldog?
Yeah, I was going to tell that part of the story.
Well, you had the pit, and then
but I wasn't going to tell that part.
I went ahead and says, go ahead and growl at him, Terry. Go ahead and bark at him. So I got down on the floor and growled and barked at the dog, and Rick let the son of a gun go, and he latched onto my nose.
Yeah, well, that's not exactly it, but there's more to it than that. But the end of the story ended up with my wife taking all my stuff, throwing it in the front yard, telling me to get out of the house, and me and Terry driving. Which I told him last time I saw him. We ended up at a hotel 10 miles from my house. I woke up in the morning. I have no idea how we got there. My Eldorado was there, but I can't tell you how we got there.
Well then, I'm gonna sneak in and say one thing. Earlier on, Rick, we were talking about the business and back when and the guys and everybody involved and stuff, and I'll say it here tonight. I was never in a territory full time with you or Terry, but any time I was around either one of you, the class and the quality of the person and the come over and talk to a young kid and help and discuss stuff with him and try to push him on the right way. You two guys oozed that out the entire time that I was ever around you. And so
who's talking now?
This is Johnny Mantell.
Oh, John, hey man, how are you? Oh,
I'm
thanks,
good,
man.
Rick.
Yeah, we tried, you know. It was fun back then. Now you can't. Now people say to me all the time now. They hate it. But this is my answer. If somebody asks my opinion about something, and I tell them, they get mad. But how do you feel about helping the young guys? And that's one of the questions. I said I got no problem helping them, but if I find out they ask somebody else what they think of what I'd asked them, they're done. So, and that's how it happens. You tell one of the young kids something, they ask you, and then 5 minutes later, he's over in the corner asking some kid his own age, "Hey, what do you think about what Flair told me?" Forget that shit. That's the last time I tell him anything.
Yeah, there was never any comeback because again, when I was around both of you all traveling back in the late 70s and early 80s, anytime I was on a card with you, if I asked a question or you saw me do something out of place or needed correcting or needed a comment, there was never a reluctance in comment. There was always a straight answer and the truth and moved on right down the road. And for me, a guy that came through the business and got to see a couple different generations in this business, it was very much appreciated because both of you all were always honest and upfront and spoke the truth to me, and I always appreciated that.
Well, no problem. I don't remember giving anybody any advice when I was younger. I was having too much fun.
That was the wonderful thing about riding down the road, though, is get those young guys in there, shove them in that back seat, and educate them. That's the same way we came through the business. It was a different era, a different time. Who has the best workers, the present day, or did we? They have tremendous workers now, and we had tremendous workers in our time. But it was two different complete ball games than what it is today. They got a shorter attention span today than they've ever had. The audience does than what we have.
Well, it's a different business, It just is.
Different business.
It's not
right.
It's not fair to compare anymore. It's not fair to.
No.
Yeah, it's not even fair to analyze it because
apples and oranges.
It's apples and oranges, but the guys, they work as hard as they can work. They do the best they can possibly do. But so many of them don't have the opportunity to learn enough about what they're attempting to do before they're put, in the spotlight on Raw. And it's like I said the other day, in Raw right now, and as it has been for the past 15 years, you're only as good as your last quarter hour, brother. I don't care who you are.
That's it.
Most of the Foster or the Rock, man. When they put you out there, it's like Jack Mulligan told me in 1978, you got 5 minutes to show them why you're different. That's it.
Back in the day, you had all these places to learn how to work.
Rick, one thing too is I truly feel that the audiences and from television to home to wherever it might be in anything has their attention span is greatly shortened compared to what
it is greatly shortened, but it's because when we were in our heyday, they just were coming around with these TV changers, with the ability to change your channel. Now I sit here and I watch TV. I've been watching more TV in the last 3 weeks because I've been laid up and I had more, and I can't watch anything for more than a minute. Even when I'm watching alone, I go back and forth from one match to the football game.
Yeah.
Which everybody else is doing too.
That's what I'm doing too.
Yeah, and then I don't watch network news because I want to commit suicide if I watch that. But I do bounce back and forth on sports. Network news will put you into depression. I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah, Ebola are cutting people's heads off for race riots.
I don't care if
it's
CNN or Fox. They will both depress you if you watch it. Jesus.
Yeah.
Let's not talk politics either. That's another bad subject. I'm full of information, though. Jesus. Well, Terry, listen, man. Happy birthday. I think the world.
Well, thank you, but it's my birthday was 2 months ago.
2 months ago. Well, I thought it was a while ago because we talked about
but I
it.
am going to have. I want to have my Rick. I want to have my last with one more last than what I mentioned earlier on this show match with you.
Oh, let's do it, man. I'm ready. Well, I will be ready. Give me 2 months.
I
could take a better backdrop than anybody on Raw because nobody takes them.
Maybe WrestleMania.
Maybe
WrestleMania.
Next time someone take a backdrop on TV. What's that?
Maybe WrestleMania next year might be Flair and Funk main event or whatever.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think
it'll be any worse than Brett and Vince.
It'll be. It's a nice thought process, but I'd just be happy if Terry and I are there for the Hall of Fame banquet together. That's all I need.
Enjoyed it. Hey, that's all I need to be there.
Yeah, when they bring
the
year in Houston when Terry and Dory came and they got inducted and they brought their wives and Harley was there and I mean they just it's I wish I don't quite understand how they do it. And I'm sure the company can't afford to bring everybody, but there's just X number of guys, in my opinion, that it's just fundamental, and that they should be at every WrestleMania. At every Hall of Fame too. You know what I mean? It's, the power they keep saying. I beg your pardon?
I was just going to say that it's a wonderful thing that I really am thrilled to death about being a member of that Hall of Fame.
That's just the coolest thing in the world. I mean, when they inducted you guys, that was so damn cool. I mean, think about this, guys. Jack Briscoe got inducted when I did in 2008, and 6 months later, Jack was dead. You know what I mean? That was Jack and Jerry. The year that they inducted me, they inducted Jack and Jerry, Gordon Soley, and Eddie Graham, and both Gordon and Eddie had already passed. But Jack, had been sick and had the emphysema and all that, and 6 months later, after Jack, or maybe 8 months, Jack passed away. And hell, Jerry's had 4 heart attacks, so you just never know.
It was a pretty wonderful thing, and as I'm going to tell you something too is there's other Hall of Fames in the country too that I've been honored by, and I take every one of them as so seriously because I love the recognition from them.
Well, there's nothing like having a recognition of your peers. I mean, they have the guys that your contemporaries, and then the young guys to have them respect you. It's so cool.
It's
a guys don't get it. It is. Yeah, it's a brotherhood. It is. It's a different brotherhood than when Terry and I were riding up and down the road, but it's still a brotherhood, and the guys, I hope that they look at it like that. It's an experience. There are so many guys out there. I mean, I can go anywhere. I'm sure Terry can, but I'm in Atlanta now, and there's always some guy that was a wrestler. This guy said he knew you. I mean, okay, tell me about it. You know how many wrestlers there are that have never wrestled? Walking the streets of Atlanta, Georgia. You gotta be kidding me.
They're walking in Dallas and Chicago and Calgary and New York, Memphis. They're walking all over.
Yeah, but Atlanta, because of the, we had WCW and NWA was here for all those years. Atlanta's full of guys that are wrestlers. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. How about
you hear it every day? Do you remember such and such?
Rick, how about my uncle used to wrestle you?
Who?
What was his name? Joe Bob?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I said, yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
Sure.
You just got to go with it because you won't win the argument.
No, you won't.
They got a day and a place in the city. Oh, God. Well, life is good, guys. I got to go to bed, man. I got to get up.
I appreciate you calling, Rick.
Oh, hey, Terry, I love you, man. My best to Vicky.
Love you, too.
And I'm sure I'll see you down the road, man. Hey, is Dave Meltzer on the line still? Is
Dave, are you still there?
On the line still?
Nope, he's left us, Rick.
Okay, well, I'll get to say hi to Dave. Listen, you guys, thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, I hope you're feeling a lot better soon, Rick.
I know. Tell Brett to pick it up, man. We got to get together again. I love it. I actually, here we are.
Yeah,
Brett.
Yeah.
Brett Hart, after all these years, our text buddies. Who'd ever thought?
I appreciate your coming on. It's an honor, and
I'm honored too, man. You guys have a great night, okay?
Two of the all-time greats, you and Terry. So it's.
Thanks. Anytime. Now, listen, I remember when all you kids used to come to the NWA convention with your dad. For the place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You were about 12 years old.
Yeah, the Von Erichs and the Nicholas and all those old farts.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, listen, guys, you have a great night, okay?
Yeah, get well soon, Rick.
Take care, Rick.
And hopefully you and Terry at
Bye,
WrestleMania next year, one final farewell or whatever.
Send that over to Vince right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.